So, as many people expected, Celtic did not win the appeal to the SFA. The red card for Yang at the weekend at Tynecastle. There's been so much said everywhere, especially, well, not least here on the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Last couple of nights. Peter, what's your take on it? First of all, were you surprised, disappointed that it wasn't overturned?
There was absolutely no chance, Paul, of getting overturned. A couple of weeks ago, the head of the referees came out and said that they'd made mistakes and they were hoping between now and the end of the season they could iron that out. So you could guarantee there was absolutely no chance of them turning that round. The decision was a disgrace. For me, I'm watching it at the time, I'm thinking it's not even a booking. I mean, that's a skill. If he knocks over his head and pulls it down the other side, and everybody will say, what a fantastic piece of skill. Unfortunately, the boy's put his head into his foot and he's lifted his foot higher for sure. There's not a mark on the boy's face. There's no blood. There's no nothing. There's no dangerous place. No, I heard somebody comparing it with Joe Hart's at St Mirren.
Yeah.
It's completely different because it's a full-on slide right into somebody's face. This one's a hook and it's the actual outside of the boot that hits him. That's why he's no mark. But the referees have been disgusting at the fact that three of them, if it's when they take it into the league, the leader of it, Crawford Allen,
Yep,
is it?
that's right.
You've the two guys beaten and Don Robertson on Sunday, sorry. If they three guys can't get the right decision out of there, that tells you how bad a state we are in, with refereeing decisions. You're getting an opportunity. He's made the correct decision for giving the free kick. If he says boots high, fine, fair enough. A yellow card, I'd have argued with that. A red card was a disgrace. But not to change it. Not to change it. Even at the park when he said, I gave a yellow card, because that's exactly what he's seen, and I didn't think it was a yellow card. But then to see it on the video and not change it and look at it and go called over to VAR or whatever. But then for them to go back to the office now, when Celtic have asked it to be re-looked at and not to change it again. And I'm not just saying this for Celtic. I genuinely aren't. I'm saying this for football. I told you, VAR's a disgrace, and the referees are so poor if they can't get that decision right.
Stephen, what did you feel about it? And are you surprised that the yellow was turned to a red and it's now staying? It's not going to change.
No, a bit like, what Peter says, it wasn't going to, as soon as Celtic appealed, you're thinking almost Celtic know they're going to back the referees, because the problem is, before VAR, they had a chance of winning their appeal. But now, because the referees have actually watched it back at the time and still decided it was a red card, it's going to the appeal where they do the same thing. So they're trying to back their own. So I didn't think they'd win the appeal, but it's where football's going. I mean, what would you call Yang's? You would call Yang's tackle a high boot for years and years. High boot, sometimes not even a foul, just a drop ball almost.
Absolutely.
Now that's getting classed as violent conduct. He's been sent off for violent conduct for a high boot. I mean, that's you're very dangerous where football goes with that, in terms of, I mean, you're not allowed to, you're supposed to make your hands disappear in the box when you play football.
Penguin like.
I'm not sure how. I mean, bring it up nearly every month, but still, I played in the Scottish Cup semi-final last year. The game was gone after 5 minutes because the ball just hits off a hand down at the side. But not that I'm bitter about it. But that's the way football's run. So all of a sudden now we're in a situation with football where you can actually chip the ball up to someone's hands and it gets given as a penalty. And now we're in a game where you can be sent off for violent conduct when you don't cause any sort of force to the opponent.
Well, the thing is, I've seen them come out with an excuse and saying that the referees and their families and that'll be getting criticism. And I've said that all along, that's why VAR should never have came here, because Scotland's completely different from anywhere else, size-wise, and where the referees are situated to referee again. And I understand that 100%. But the same guys then have got to understand, Celtic lose the league this year, do you think the fans will be happy with them? Do you think the fans will be happy with their players? Do you think their players will not get any criticism? For everybody, for us, for everybody else that follows it. So unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. Criticism comes with it. I agree with the fact, and that's why I said for day one, Paul, up here, VAR's a joke. But to guys to go and watch the screen then and get it wrong again when they're getting a get out of jail card is ridiculous. And the thing is, and let's go back to it, there was a few decisions in it. The left back done the exact same. I think it was Matt Riley was getting away from him. He pulls him back with two hands, trips him, and it's a stonewall booking. Doesn't book him. 1 second or 1 minute later, the same scenario, the same defender pulls someone else down and still doesn't get a booking. So it's not just the high boot. There were so many bad decisions. It was terrible to watch it. And listen, I know the pressures the guys are under, but it's worse pressure for them now because VAR's come in, because now they're getting caught out. But not now. The problem we've got is Now they're not admitting they've got it wrong.